Hello.
Hello, we're here again.
Yeah, we are. How are you?
Long time no see. I actually saw you in real life this week, didn't I? In person,
Yes.
not in one
Where
of
were we?
these long way away, long way away. Nightmare drive on motorways coming back as well.
Lovely
Such
part of the world. Don't
lovely,
go there unless you're in a private jet.
yeah, or helicopter or some other fast means of transport. And nice to see you at this lovely hour of the day as well.
Yes.
You might.
What? Somebody mistaked some time zone somewhere, did they?
We had a little challenge with time zones, didn't we, for this one? So some of the initial advertising advertised in the correct time zone, which of course comes from the United Kingdom, where time was invented. But
Greenwich Mean Time.
turns out we were wrong in Greenwich Mean Time, and we should indeed be in Eastern Standard Time, which is the correct time for us. We know now we've been corrected.
Wasn't marketing's fault at all.
No.
Anyway, so what we're talking about today?
What we're talking about. Well, aren't you going to play the role of difficult customer today? Aren't you you're gonna give me some challenges that might happen in real life and throw in some estimates and see if I can cope with them?
Yes. So I forewarned you that I might have a couple of rush jobs for you. Well, I've
You
got
did.
the first one here.
Okay.
What do you want me to do? Should I ping it over on an email to you?
You could send it on email. Yep.
Yeah.
Trust that the internet will get it here quickly enough. People think we prepare these things as well, actually, don't they?
But I did rewrite the email.
If we had prepared them, you wouldn't see a blank thing down here. You'd actually see it to be an email sitting there. And there's not an email sitting there yet. We're waiting for that email to actually arrive. So yeah, when that email comes in, shall I get screen sharing so we can?
Yeah, that would be good.
See that email come in.
See what you're actually going to do.
Yeah.
Look at that.
There we go. Live stuff as it's happening.
Mid-market suite dashboard. Here we go.
Yeah. And just wait for that email to arrive. So while we're just waiting for that to arrive, we're looking just so we're looking at what things we're using. We're going to use the mid-market suite, so people might know it as Pace, but mid-market suite. This is my home screen that I log into and things that I come and see. So I'm not demoing Pace or showing you how it all works, but I'll just be using it to solve problems that come into us. It's like a watch clock, isn't it? In GMT, yeah. It's waiting for that.
Go via an email server in Azerbaijan.
Somewhere like that. Well, we'll see it in a second, I'm sure.
Probably should have practiced this before.
Yeah, we should have. How long this takes.
Yeah.
I'm going to think happy thoughts in a minute. Happy thoughts, it's arrived.
Whee!
So there's the email. Urgent quotes, please. Don't they all start out like that with customers? So attached PDFs, rush job as always. Quantities are in the file names. Get me the price for the next 30 minutes. And if it looks good, the job is yours. Got to rush, busy. You're never busy.
I'm never busy. I put that on the bottom of every email. It's just standard.
It's just standard stuff. Okay. Well, let's grab these files, stick them somewhere that we can work with. So 3 files, quantity 30, 20, 15. You know, it'd have been really helpful if you'd have put the size in these file names as well. But
yeah, well, I'm a customer and I'm
okay.
right.
Sorry, Mr. Customer, you are right. So first file 530 by 130. Okay. So let's start doing a little quote and see how far we get. So you said normal header board, didn't you? So that's easy enough to find. And your quantity size was 530, 130. Your quantity was 30. Just check I can remember it right. Yeah, 30 is the quantity. Spot on. And your customer is the Links Property Services.
That's
That's probably all I need to do for now, just to start that off. And you sent me 3 bits of artwork, didn't you? So, but all the same material. So if we just duplicate that a couple of times, and we just go and put in our quantities. They were 20 and 15.
So you're doing all this in one quote, yeah?
I'm doing all this in one quote, yeah, because I'm going to get you the best price. I don't normally talk to customers while I do these prices, but I'm going to make sure things, yeah, don't distract me. I'm going to make sure things are the best possible way for you, because I'm going to try and gang these up together if the size lets me. So part 1 was 530, 130. Number 2 was 330, 430. And number 3 was 530, 420.
I'll just do it to be awkward.
Yeah, could add 3 the same size. That'd make life a lot quicker, wouldn't it? But hey, I can't have everything. So we are just calculating that price. We should just double check. So it's used metrics. It's integrated. I haven't opened it or done anything. It's put them all up together, and it's got me a price. And we know that you're a slow payer because the system already knows that. So it's already put in your margin, and there's your price. So I will send that off to you automatically via email, just by flipping my status over, and off we go. Should we not wait for the internet this time?
Let's not wait for the internet.
Let's not wait for the internet. When we thought about this, we thought maybe you could reply to the email, and we'll wait for another email to come back. But let's not do that. Do you like that quote, Mr. Customer? Is that all right?
Yes, it's fantastic.
Fantastic, brilliant.
There's a but though.
A but, okay.
You know the part 1.
Right.
It's not happening anymore.
Not happening. Okay. So, is it ever going to happen? Are you going to do it another day, or are you
probably going to do it another day?
So, like as a separate job or on its own one day?
Separate job.
Okay. Right. Well, these things always happen, don't they? So let's make a new version of that quote. So still got the original for when he changes his mind in about 4 minutes.
You're going to resend me the pricing with the new versions now, yeah?
I will resend you the price for the new version, yes.
Thank you.
One missing. I was half being polite to you as a customer and half being rude about the customer, saying how dare he change his mind every 2 minutes. So let's just take away that first part, because that's one he doesn't want. And let's get that just recalculated quickly. And I guess, we know from our time in print companies as well as doing software, this happens all the time. This is not uncommon. So we've got a 2, we've got a price, 2 parts on it now.
Relayed it all out on the fly for you. Yeah.
Figured out again, same. I mean, I haven't changed the quantities or anything on the other 2 parts, but it's figured out it's got a totally different layout for that. Yeah, and maybe because I'm a bit grumpy and I'm cross with him for changing his price, we'll make it a bit higher for him.
Thanks very much. I didn't see that. It never happened.
Well, no, you don't see that bit because I haven't sent it you yet. You see, you're getting an insight into the secret world of print estimating, but you don't see it till I hit price complete. Now it's off to you. So, are you now happy with that second price? Are we going with that?
Yes, I am happy with that second price.
We're going with that one. Excellent.
Go ahead.
So,
print my job.
Let's go make that job. So, got to say what type of job it is. Got to give it a date. You did tell me that it was Monday you wanted it, didn't you?
Yeah.
I'm sure you did. We'll give these some names. So we had these file names. So we'll call that one the warning, and we'll call that one goods in. So this doesn't matter until you're in the job, because he may not ever go for it. So keep it simple. But now we know it, we'll call them names and convert that over to the job. So still all working in pace. We haven't used metrics. Metrics is working in the background. We haven't used metrics at all. We're just going to go and bring that artwork in. So automatically, my system has created a folder structure underneath my customer with the job number, with these part numbers sitting there. So I've got 2 choices at this time. So I can go to your artwork. So take that part 2. Come into here, into links, that one, and I could put it into customer submitted files. I could take that little file from there, put it into there, and then we should see into here that bit of artwork. So it means that you can kind of manage your artwork in your own like server structure. We can talk about, there's other ways people can do that, aren't there? Not manually.
I was going to say, so yeah, so you've got, if you had a DAM or something like that, yeah, you could, all your artwork would be in there anyway, wouldn't it? That for your known good products, or you can just dump a file in there and it will magically pick it up with it.
Yeah, you could stick a file in sitting in there, and yeah, it knows whenever you're looking for stuff, instantly finds that file, and all I'm doing is just associating it with a production type of file in paste. So it's just storing the place where this is. But yeah, this whole location here could be your DAM, could be your artwork server, could be an FTP site. All those things are places where it's possible. But that file structure that's been made by us as the job got made. The system created the things that you're likely to structure that you're likely to want with it. So hit update, got that back in. We can see our content files. We've not got the file. So just before, people always ask me about this. Are you just moving files around? No, we're not. No, this is just a link to the file for where it's going to be. That we want other systems to go and pick it up. So first time we're going to actually click on metrics just to open this. And the reason for this, just to open it so you can see the actual layout with the actual bit of artwork on. So it did its layout. You remember that little layout? Yeah. Now we've put the artwork in on the job. It's saved that bit of artwork in metrics.
So this is a digital job, isn't it? Yeah. So really, yeah, the way we're doing this is a digital job. But if you were in a litho print organization, or you had that sort of thing, and you needed color bars, control marks, all that sort of stuff, that all gets added by metrics on the fly in the background, depending on which machine it's working on, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And which layout it is.
Yeah, so if this was, like you say, if this was a offset LIFO job, it would know that you had a color bar. It would have a color bar saved in. It would have all your target marks sitting around the edges of the sheet. I call it furniture that prepress add onto plates to get them output. Digital might put like cut marks onto it for routers and things.
And so your workflow is so I don't know, a piece of artwork arrives as an example for your quotation, because you've got the artwork at quotation stage, jobs are good, and goes into some sort of pre-press workflow to go and check the file out, make sure it's at the size it should be, etc. That then would sit in your DAM folder, ready for you to be able to add the artwork to. So, and then pushing the envelope a little bit, you could have a import file or something like that that has got, so I mean, we've got two pieces of artwork here, but if you've got 120, use something like our universal importer, or to import from a CSV and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, you could do all that kind of thing. So yes, when we're doing 2 or 3 or 5, you could do it one at a time, and it's designed for that. But yeah, when you're doing campaigns with hundreds, you're going to want some other tools to bring those bits of things in. But your workflow from there, once you've associated it, doesn't really change. Pre-press, whatever we say about lights out automation, lots of places still like somebody to have a quick visual on it before it goes into printing. So there are places, if you're just making A4, A5 products all the time, you don't look at it. But things that are a bit like this, somebody's probably going to just quickly check the artwork. If they're happy with it, just go and hit the commit button on it.
And some of these signs, as an example, would be on a pre-order, wouldn't they? That they'd be sat in the DAM already, ready to rumble, because you printed them 200 times before. So so that in your customer order would be, I want 2 of these known good signs, or 10 of these known good signs, or 20, or whatever you want at that point in time. And then you could just pick all that up through the API or through the universal importer. Automatically picks up and goes and gets that artwork that it needs and applies it to the job as it comes through.
Yeah, you could do all that with it, and because you're not necessarily leaving the MIS gets that same visual as well. So you've got, you can put that on job tickets. You can do all kinds of.
So that can go on the job bag, so that somebody knows that they're printing the goods inwards sign rather than the other red sign that looks like very much like goods inwards. I can't think of a valid example.
Says goods outwards.
Yeah, goods outwards. That was exactly what came into my head. So I thought, don't say that out loud.
So that's the simplest side of it. Did you have any other quotes you needed me to do while we've got?
Well, I thought I sent you an email a couple of minutes ago. I think it's in Azerbaijan at the moment. So.
Oh, did you? Oh, yeah, you're clever, aren't you? So you've sent me a second quote to do. How clever.
I don't know what you were doing, not looking at your emails when I'm sending you emails.
I was ignoring those emails. So what's this? Another quick little job, bit harder this time. Artwork is attached with quantities in the artwork again. All car park signs that need cutting into shapes. Lovely. Materials as usual, all printed full color. Simple stuff. Love it when customers say simple stuff. It's never simple stuff, is it, when they say simple? So do the same thing with them. Drag those over to here.
Just to reiterate, while you're doing it, this is all manual just for the sake of the recording rather than it automatically happening if you've got the stuff in the right places.
Yeah, it's just making it obvious what I'm doing, I guess. So orange car parking, stop sign, hospital sign. Okay, so your signs there, and you've given me nice quantities. Okay, so this one's a little bit different because, like the last one, I just put your specs in and I did a quote. This one, I kind of need to associate the artwork before we get anywhere.
Why?
So
wait,
this.
See, or why? Tell me now.
This time, what I kind of need to do is measure around the outside of that artwork to go and look at how I'm going to cut it, because these are not squares; these are irregular shaped things. So what I'm going to just do is quickly drag those into the folder there, so that I can go and use them this time in estimating. So same kind of thing. We'll begin with an estimate, and we'll look for a regular shape. This time I don't really want to enter, what's your quantity, 40. I don't really care about the size at this point because I'm going to let the system figure that out afterwards. Just need to put your company in, and we'll call it Great New Tough Estimate, because I haven't got original names for stuff. So you've got 3, so we already know we're going to make a couple of copies of that. And we just need to set the quantities. So what were they? 40, 30, and 15.
And again, this would all be driven really by an import spreadsheet, the API, whatever you want to do to set all that sort of stuff.
And the next thing I want to do is just quickly add in my files. So if we go to our files, we've got 40. We've got number 2. And we've got a third one as well. And we've just got to ask metrics here to just figure out what the shape looks like. So hopefully it will come back with these little shapes around it. So it's identified that as our cutting guide. And then we just go off and hit recalculate on it and let it figure out its imposition plan. So exactly the same as it did on the other one, only this time we've put the artwork in up front on the estimate.
Because we know it, because we know the size of it, and it's got a die line attached to it, and all that sort of nice stuff that is necessary.
Yeah, and this time we have to do it this time because it's the only way it's going to know how to go and cut that stuff out.
How many up to get of it if it was a triangle or a seahorse or whatever it's going to be. And
so it should come back. Tessellating those things in nicely together. And figuring it out. So again, I haven't touched anything for that. So I can do exactly the same. I can send it out to you. You can reply with another email you sent me 10 minutes ago so that it actually arrives to say, yes, let's go for it. And do the same with that. Do the same with that, make that into a job. Give it a date. And go and have a look over at our job.
Error.
It is live. It is live, everybody. So
he misses this when it's not live as well. I'm just
I must have changed something that I didn't spot.
So again, back to your actual workflow that you really want to try and achieve is, we see a lot of customers, our customers, getting CSV files, Excel spreadsheets, that sort of thing with, here's a campaign with 200 products on it and it's on 7 different types of material and I want them all by next Tuesday, please. They can then push it through the universal importer, drag it all in, it creates all the quotes. Then when the customer comes back to you and says, oh, actually, you know, line item 73, that's changed. It's not 16, it's none. Or they just supply you a new random spreadsheet, not telling you what's actually changed in there. You've got very little work involved in reworking all of these parts.
Yeah.
It's just, you're just letting metrics do it for you.
Yes. Yeah. You just, and because you put these up here in your estimate, they flow through into your job automatically. So it's like you don't have to add it again.
Yeah, so even though you might actually get the artwork at job manufacturer stage, it's probably some value in doing it in the estimate anyway, and then pushing it through into the job afterwards. You know, if you wanted to do it that way around.
Yeah, definitely could be done that way around.
I don't know about you, but we used to often get artwork not matching estimate quotation, i.e. they ask you for 36 parts and then supply you with 37 bits of artwork and all those sorts of things.
No, never. But same things happened over there as well. So visually shown us that, like the colors, but without the artwork, this has now got the artwork. Send that back through. Everything works from it.
And the way you've got yours set up, there's no gaps and stuff like that between everything. But if you needed gaps, there's a gaps down there, isn't there?
There's little tiny gaps here. So they're controlled over here. So they're putting like a, but this is all coming from the MIS. So the MIS is saying what should my bleed be around areas? What am I going to let go for that? All that stuff.
Quite a bit of control.
So yeah, definitely got control, and you can throw that out. We talked about it, didn't we, about sticking that out of a job bag. So we can just quickly look at a job bag of that as well. And yeah, put that same little preview up so that, again, your operators have got less to query when they're looking at stuff.
So so you've got a part or a product, which is one of the signs, that goes on a form for you to be able to print, or a sheet, or whatever we're calling it.
Yeah.
And for each of those sheets, you get a description with a nice pretty picture in it to tell them they should be producing 7 of this specific board in this example. Yeah, at that time going through it, so that they know exactly what they're doing, and then that gets driven down to the DFE or to plate making or wherever it needs to go to do whatever they need to do.
Yeah.
I guess you could take, I don't know, let's think of an example. Business cards or something like that. You could take your, if you did your business cards on a standard 150 or 200 gram stock or whatever it is, you could take 20 of those estimated business cards, stick them all in the standard stock, and then use metrics to gang them all up, and then cut them out with your business card cutter or whatever you want to do at that point in time.
Yeah, you could definitely do that. And it's like you almost thought about what I might do next, even though we didn't talk about it. So I've got 3 jobs here that are actually separate job numbers. And you can see they've all got a sign or a piece of artwork sitting on each of them individually as jobs. But you can actually gang these 3 jobs up, group them together, get metrics to refigure out a new imposition. So when this was planned, it was planned as a one-up job with just this bit of artwork. Now I've got all 3 together. They've all been approved together. I can actually gang them together and let metrics figure out what they're going to do with that.
Even though they're different customers potentially. Yeah?
Even though they're different customers. So they are job 1. My naming is great today. Job 1, job 2, job 3. different customers sitting over here, but I can add those to a gang together and then let the system go and group these things up together. And because I put, well, if I hadn't left that page open for a little bit, but because I've already put the artwork at the individual job level, I don't have to go and do that again. That's all going to follow its way through. So if we come in,
what happens with the? Go on.
No, you ask your question first. We might.
What? How does it? I've seen other systems that do ganging, in quotation and jobs and stuff like that, and it's a job number that sits above the other 3 job numbers. So it's not really a gang job. It's just a parent job, as it were, something like that.
Yeah.
What does this do to
Okay. Yeah. So
if I'm on shop floor or something like that, what job number am I booking onto? Blah 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 blah.
Yeah. So you can see what I've done. It's made a job number here. So it's made me a new job number, and this is the bit you've just described. It's made a job number that's kind of a holding job for these lower down child jobs. So let's call this parent job and these child jobs that it's working with. And it knows which of the bits from my child jobs are sitting there. And it's also figured out, based on the surface area, what my cost should be when they get associated back. But maybe where this differs a bit. So this is kind of the basics that every system has to do if it's going to combine jobs. It's got to put placeholders. But what we actually do with Pace is we will make a brand new estimate and remake this job with that data that we've just given it. So essentially, it gives it a nice error, which we don't want to get. I've got some wrong run sizes sitting in there somewhere. But essentially, it goes off, makes its own estimate, recalculates that estimate, and then comes back with something nice at the end of it.
So you've got jobs that are part. So when you gang stuff up, you're ganging up maybe the print portion of it only, and then when it gets separated from print, they log on to the original job numbers in the finishing department and fulfillment and all those sorts of nice places further on down. So you get your accurate costing back as well.
Correct.
And that would update the schedule for the print with just the gang job number in it and not the other 3 jobs. They don't even know they need to exist.
They don't. So if you're printing or you're cutting, you don't even know these lower job numbers exist. You only know about your top job number because that's the one that's got the task for your element in it, and that's what you're working with. And you can get that to print out on your job bag exactly the same as we did with our irregular shapes. You can get our square shapes coming through onto this as well. Again, picking up from the 3 different customers, just again, so that it's nice and simple for folks to see it, that artwork comes together and they can see what they're working on.
Nice. So, proper job.
Not bad, and we've almost managed it in the 30 minutes we were trying to do it in as well. A little bit of fast talking and a little bit of delay by the internet, but we have left a bit of time for people if they've got any questions to ask us as well. Cue the stony silence from everybody.
Excellent.
Because they're just blown away by it.
No issues. We've fixed it all. Jobs are good. No.
Sounds good. Well, I'm sure there's loads of questions because we do get asked this quite a lot. People ask us, how do we come up with these LinkedIn lives? It's because we get asked by so many people the same thing. We think, okay, let's try and do something and show it to a broader audience than that as well. There's certainly those things certainly possible with it.
Cool. Thank you very much.
So the only other thing we've got is just a quick little advert if you're coming on to Drupal, where most of the print industry are going to be later on this year. So just put it up on the screen. I think marketing told us we had to do that, didn't we? It's just that's something we have to do.
We'll be there.
So we'll be there. So come and say hello.
Preferably after 11. Would be a good idea. I get more sense. Anyway, I didn't say that live.
You didn't say that live. No one's listening anymore, so we're all right.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay.
See you again.
See you next time.
Bye.